This lesson is on wage determination in monopsony. What is monopsony? Monopsony is a type of labor market in which there is a single or dominant buyer of labor. It is an imperfect market structure, as the firm has a substantial influence on the wage rate paid to the workers. That is to say, the firm is a wage maker, unlike a perfectly competitive labor market where the wage rate is fixed. For example, the government is the dominant employer of nurses or teachers in many countries. This means the labor market for nurses or teachers tends to be a monopsony. The wage rate is determined from where the marginal revenue product and the marginal factor cost are equal. That is from where MRP is equal to MFC. MRP is the extra revenue brought in by the additional worker, while MFC is the extra cost of employing an additional worker. MRP is the demand for labor curve and it is downward sloping, while MFC is upward sloping. From the graph, the MRP and MFC are equal at point A. The firm should pay a wage rate of WP and employ QM workers. However, it pays a wage rate of WM, which is less than WP, because it can influence the wage rate. It still employs QM workers. WM is determined by vertically moving down from point A to point B on the supply of labor curve. Then it is traced to the wage rate axis. The monopsonist usually pays a wage rate that is below the rate that can be justified by the productivity of the worker. The MRP shows the productivity of the worker, and it produces a wage rate of WP. Therefore, it cheats the workers by paying less than WP. In addition, a monopsony firm usually pays less than what is obtainable in a perfectly competitive labor market. And it employs less workers. If it were a competitive market where demand for labor and supply of labor determine the wage rate will be WC and the quantity of labor will be QC. If a monopsonist employs a new worker at a wage rate that is above what it is currently paying the existing workers, he has to pay everyone the new rate. The cost of employing the extra worker, that is the marginal cost, is the addition of the new wage rate and the extra amount he has to pay the old workers to ensure they get the new wage rate. The old workers get the difference between the old wage rate and the wage rate to be paid to the additional worker. For example, a monopsony firm presently employs 8 workers at $5 per hour. If the firm decides to employ one more worker at $7 per hour, the marginal cost of employing the 9th worker is $23. He will pay the 9th worker $7. He will have to pay the old workers the difference between the old rate and the new rate. That is $16, 8 times $2. Therefore, $7 plus $16 is $23.